Smell what the flock is cooking. Flock up or flock off, not you. You stick around because it's about to go down. You now flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagleverse on the April Fool's. Let's go on the Maniac Monday. Let's flock and go. Eagle Maniac Monday. Yeah, we in here, y'all, bro. We're still. I'm sorry. I'm still in the Chronicles of Reddick, man. And I'm still not over this yet. We're gonna try and transition from that into the draft and all that. So that's gonna be the majority of today's cast of today's therapy session. There we go. What the fuck am I talking about? This cast is says like videos and all that. This is therapy. You know this is therapy for us maniacs out here, man. At least this maniac in particular. You know how this thing go, man. Let's get the next keeping out of the way. You know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, man. Please like and subscribe. About that flag, let's fly. Drop a comment in the box. Fly with the flock. Let's fly. Do remember, join that maniac thing. Know the gang. You hit that bell, you get a ding whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. Let's lock and fly. And while that's the maniac thing, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Hope this video finds you in good vibes, good tides, clear skies, fly skies. If you're not there, hope this helps you get there because we're about to go there. Oh, yeah. So, man, dude, it's crazy. I just found out it was all an April Fool's joke. Huff is going back to the Jets. Reddick is going back to the Eagles. And it was all an April Fool's because, Howie and Joe Douglas, they cool, man. They was just messing with the fan bases, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make it the greatest April Fool's prank ever. But nah, man, that's really not the case. That's April Fool's, right? The real April Fool's is that it just came to my attention that we're not saving any salary cap space in this whole deal right here. I'm going to try to refrain from speaking on the salary cap, making assertions about the salary cap, because it's just for the capologists and the people that know those numbers in dead cap space and this cap space and this goes. We are to a certain extent, from what I've heard, that the money is being rolled over, something like that. So next year, and there I go talking about it again. Something I know about. Look at this, man. I'm freaking out already, man. OCD kicking in crazy. We do this thing on the fly. You already know. So yeah, it saves no cap space, but the real deal is that I'm starting to come to, like I said, what I wanted to do. I wanted to take a day for cogitation, meditation, slow it down, take a step back and look at it and, realize it. And that's what happened on Saturday. And I didn't. I just came in here crazy, spitting off wildness because I'm upset at the move. We all love Reddick, man, but this thing is a business, much like he understands. It is a business. I didn't even know what to call the therapy session that day. Set it off Saturday. So, you know what I'm saying? So what's his name? Marcus Dunn left down in the comments. Yeah, call it Set It Off Saturday, right? And I'm like, yeah, because, it really felt like a robbery. If you ever seen the movie Set It Off with freaking Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett, it dead ass felt like the Jets came through and robbed us of Hassan Reddick. Straight bank heist. Set it off. Frankie and whatever, the whole girls, the whole crew, right? And, yeah. But you know what? If I'm going to call it Set It Off, it has to be something egocentric, right? Or, something to do with the flock. You feel me? So more so, from here on out, we're going to call these Sweat It Off Saturdays because I really needed to do, and that's what I needed to do over the last few days is sweat it off. Shout out to our boy Josh Sweat. We still got Josh Sweat in the fold, you know what I mean? Bryce Huff, our dudes coming through, Nolan Smith. We got a lot of Brandon Graham BG. Is you kidding me? Dude, we good over here. And not to mention what could happen in the draft, right? But it's still wild to me. I'm still trying to take time to process this. But when you think about it and you take time, sit back and think, much like I said the other day, I didn't expound upon this as much as I should have because I was just, sensitive about the fact that we lost on one of the greatest, at least in my estimation, defensive ends that this organization has ever seen. I believe I just heard Zingaro and Ruben Frank break it down, the fact that 27 sacks over 2 years is he's up there with the likes of Clyde Simmons and Seth Joyner and Reggie White, Trent Cole. And holding it down like that over the span of 2 years. BG, who I love, is my favorite Eagle, has not put up numbers like that over the span of 2 years, let alone 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So, it's still a bit painful. But then we got to look at it through an unbiased lens, if you will. Look at it through not so much common sense, more mature, a future lens. Just not a less emotional lens, right? Because we're talking about our boy. As much as we're saying we got rid of him, he had requests. He had things that he wanted. And you get it, dude, he got to go out there and get his money at the end of the day. These careers are very short, right? And I wouldn't say he's on the back end of it. Much in my estimation, he's in the middle. He's right in the prime of it. But to pay a 30-plus-year-old, smaller edge rusher, if you will, $25 million a year is just wasn't in the Eagles' algorithm. It's just not something that we do. It's not something that Howie does. It's not something that Jeff does. And, from what we know and what they've done over the last 20 years that they've been running this organization, they've made slip-ups here and there, right? Of course. This may be one of them. We don't know yet. But for the most part, there's been more ups than downs as far as this regime goes. So all I can do and all I would hope the rest of us could do is just trust in the fact that these dudes know how to run a football team. We've seen them do it time and time again. Something up their sleeve, not to mention just something inside the mind of the Maniac. Now, I haven't heard a lot of people say this, but if we're going to tally edge rushers and double-digit sack seasons over the past few years and what teams have had them, I don't believe we've seen too many of those on Super Bowl teams. I mean, if there was an edge rusher with double-digit sacks last year on the Niners, I wouldn't know it. They didn't win the Super Bowl, duh. The only ones, we did, we had 3, right? And we got to the Super Bowl and we should have won it. So, I mean, there's that to contend with. But the Chiefs, I don't believe they have any double-digit edge sack rushers. And, hopefully we could get a guy like Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis to perform like Chris Jones over there in Kansas City, right? And, I mean, they've had a bit of monopoly on the Super Bowl over the last few years. I mean, edge rushers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, don't recall. I don't think they had any double-digit edge sack rushers, edge rushers. Double-digit sack edge rushers. Yeah, you can see I'm still going through it. Just something that I was thinking about. Not to say that it doesn't help just over the past few years. So basically, I say that to say this, is that the Eagles are usually on the bleeding edge of doing a lot of innovative things in the league. Not so much the leading edge. We're going to take the hit for it. We're going to try and test things out, tweak things up, see how it works for us. I don't know. I don't really know what's in the plans. I feel like something big is coming. And even another thing I was thinking, maybe perhaps next year, we're trying to get this cap space right for next year. Like I said, this could possibly roll over if I heard what I heard correctly, if I'm taking what I heard correctly, whatever the case may be. Perhaps we're looking into someone. So I looked down the list like, okay, Micah Parsons, but he has an option, the Cowboys is a team option. I believe there was another one that's not coming to mind right now. Then I'm looking, okay, maybe there's a DB that we're trying to snatch up. The apple of all of our eyes is Pat Surtain, so he also has a team option. So I'm like, yeah, that's not it. Perhaps Asante Samuel Jr., if he trickles out to free agency, maybe that's something we're looking forward to and looking to snatch up in the future. Not to mention there's a lot of assets already being dispatched to the defensive line when you're looking at Jordan Davis perhaps coming up soon, I believe within the next 2 years, for his extension. If he performs to the level of an extension, you've got Jalen Carter to contend with, and then that will coincide with the 3 years that we were going to try and extend Hassan Reddick. So just a lot of things, just the math wasn't math, and I believe in Howie's mind. So, and I understand as a fan, we're like, dude, Flock, what you talking the future? We talking about now, dude. We need a Super Bowl now, dude. What are we talking about? But I mean, I completely get it. I'm just coming to a more acceptance. I'm in the acceptance phase of my grieving right now. You know what I mean? So, not to mention, right now I'm just gonna play around with a little low-hanging fruit. We look at this trade. When was the last time the Jets did something right? You know what I mean? Like, when did they do something? Are you kidding me? This is the flocking Jets. And it pains me to say that because if I was to choose a team in New York, it would be the Jets. But, they got the green and all that. And I kind of, I wouldn't say pity them, but, I have a soft spot in my heart for them dudes. But after they beat us last year for the first time in history, that has dissipated just a bit. You know what I mean? So, flock the Jets, right? And not to mention, they got Joe Douglas over there. He came from our organization by way of Baltimore. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. So, Joe Douglas, he seems to do the right things, make the right moves, but I mean, they have flocked up a little bit over the past as an organization. They just don't seem to do the right things all the time. So, I mean, how are we to trust that they are making the right move right now? You know what I mean? As far as they're going with the 30-year-old guy, we're going with the 26-year-old dude. I mean, it seems like it was the right move for us, and I don't want to poo-poo Hassan Reddick either because he's a Philly dude, man. That's another reason why I hurt so much that he's gone, dogs. Like, 2 years, 27 sacks in 2 years. This is just wild to me. And before we get out of here, just a few of our options in the draft. If we still have Reddick on the team, I thought we were playing from a place of strength, whereas we could draft best available as opposed to drafting for need. I still don't think it's a glaring need. I mean, I was even bring up Zach Bond. Zach Bond, for a second, I was looking at it from a periphery. I didn't really look quite into his numbers, but just off the top of the head, heard that he ended the season on an uptick. He had 4 TFLs, 2 sacks, I believe, in the last 7 games. Yeah, that's not quite Hassan Reddick production, but he wasn't bringing that production to the table in the previous 3 years. Perhaps he was being played out of place, which seems like he may have a career trajectory similar to what Hassan Reddick had. So, maybe Hassan Reddick like that we got over here. And we got a few things, throwing things at the wall to see what sticks right now at this point, man. It's just crazy to have to do that when you have somebody like Hassan Reddick in the room with 27 sacks. But like I said, acceptance, we're moving forward. We can get passes. We have no choice. And in the event that we do take an edge rusher in the draft, there are a few in there. I mean, it's not a heavy, it's not a place of strength. I mean, there's guys that we could probably get down, later in the second and third round, but not these top guys. The one top guy that pops off the screen to me is, I've said this on numerous occasions, Chop Robinson. He's just a specimen, but his numbers don't quite do it. Latu, whatever. That guy's another guy that pops off the screen to me. He's fast, rounded, like he looks like he's got the stuff. And the guys that I've only heard of in Dallas Turner and Jared Verse, maybe those are things that we're going to look into in this draft. We've got 2 second-round draft picks, perhaps, where it look to move up to snatch up a dude. I believe Dallas Turner is the top guy. Haven't seen him that much. Like I said, I'm not a big college football guy. Regardless of what, these are things that we can entertain, not to mention we still have a lot of free agency left. We've still got a lot of cap space, not consisting of anything that came from Hassan Reddick. Look, I'm forgetting my dude's name. All flock and ready. Man. Gonna miss that dude. Trying to just get him out of here. Get him out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So you got that to think about. Then we also have free agency after the draft. A lot of things. There's a lot of time. We got dudes that could fall off from other teams. Like there's still a lot of work to be done to get this team to its full capacity, if you will. Not to mention the great moves that we made so far. So, I mean, you take the good with the bad. There's been a multitude of great moves, at least in my estimation, earlier in this offseason. So I'm with that. So if I got to take one hit, we're hitting 5 back, I'll take that any day, twice on a Sunday, twice on a Monday, Thursday, whenever these games is being played. You're picking them all and laying down. But till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, man. I got questions. For who? Oh, y'all. What you gonna do when Eagle Mania swoops down and runs wild on you? Say it with me one time, y'all. EAGLES. Eagles. Let's fucking go, man. Happy Easter to y'all and all that too, man. Another happy birthday to Mega Maniac and all that, man. Good times this weekend. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Let's get the flock up out of here.